Hey everyone, Shaun here, and we are back with more Gibraltar Challenge. The last 6 games did not necessarily go as I planned. However, it wasn't terrible. We suffered 3 more losses, 1 draw and 2 wins, defeating St. Joseph's and Glasses. More recently, 4-0 against Glasses. Finally, Adhara getting some goals. Trenton scored in that game, and Adhara and Isra scored, and then Isra missed a penalty. Not Isra, sorry. Jean-Jules scored and missed a penalty as well. So it's going to be a very tricky episode once again. 2 games against the big 2 teams. They've opened up a massive gap at the top of the table. And then of course we've got Gibraltar Phoenix as well. Looking at the table at the moment, we're currently 6th, which is not terrible. I want to be in 4th, but we're so far away, 9 points away from that 4th spot. I think we might have to settle this year for just basically survival in the league, I suppose. And then we'll have to try and move into that spot next year. I don't know. There's still a lot of time left. We're only halfway through the season. There's a lot of fighting left to do. But let's see what we can do. If we win the Rock Cup, we get into Europe, though. Remember that. But I just can't see us doing it. I mean, look at Lincoln Red Imps, and 10 wins from 11 games is just massive. I mean, Europa FC have lost 2 games and drawn 2 games. So they're struggling a bit, really. Red Imps are already 5 points ahead with a game in hand, so they might have already won this league if you look at it that way. But we're going to keep pushing as hard as we possibly can, and hopefully we should be able to avoid relegation. That's the main thing this season, I think. But I think the players are starting to get a bit more used to the formation now. The one big problem we do have is we haven't played a game in about a month and a half, and our players have no match fitness. Without further ado, though, let's get straight into that first game against your oh god, it's Red Imps. Oh, I feel like I'm going into a fight that I know I'm definitely going to lose. But hey-ho. So this is the game we've got set up today, Red Imps. They're on a massively good winning streak. We won our last game 4-0, which is pretty good. We're going to go with Ezquieta in goal. He's finally got some clean sheets now, but still making a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, which is costing us goals. We're going to go for Omar, with only his 2nd start of the season, but good player. Maxime Bonnet continues in the centre defence spot. He's got 3 assists now, though, from that position, which is pretty good. Alongside them is going to be Wayne Duo. Still no Gibraltar cap for Duo for some reason. At the left wing-back spot, we've got Ivan Moreno. And at the right wing-back's role, we have got Andre Patrick Kyubi, who's played a lot of games for so far this season. Not really been amazing, though. Jean-Jules, who started the season so strongly, has had a bit of a dip in form. He's going to play in CDM. In the middle, we have got Neil Wheeler. And alongside Wheeler, we have got Colin Kirkua. And then we've got Chris Griggs attacking midfield, who's not really... He's got such good stats, but he's not really played very well at all yet. And then up front, we've got Shaun Adhara, the Ghanaian striker, who's looking pretty good, actually. He's scored 3 goals. He just needs to do a bit more hard work, I think, and getting these stats are going up, which is good. His pace and acceleration are looking good as well, so who knows? I can't see it today, to be honest with you. Let's say calmly, let's go and show everyone what we're capable of, which has got a couple of good reactions. I mean, if we could pull off a draw here, I'll be happy. I'd be more than happy with a draw, to be honest with you. A win would be absolutely incredible, though. But I can't see it. I just think this Red Imps team is so strong. 10 wins out of 11 games so far is just insane, isn't it, really? And it just shows how one-sided this league currently is. Hopefully it's going to be one-sided towards us sooner or later. Wheeler, nice little cut-off by Wheeler. Oh, good save. Wheeler sent straight to the top corner, though. I haven't seen VAR yet. It's probably not available in this league, is it? I've had a weird bit of news about Brexit and the upcoming work permit rules. And if these work permit rules do come into effect, I think we can't do any more. It seems so broken. It does not seem right. It's saying that now work permit rules, anybody on a professional, no, anybody who has to have a work permit to enter the country has to be at least £8,000 a week. That's just insane. It means we're not be able to bring in anybody from outside of Gibraltar or English nationality. It just doesn't seem like it makes any sense at all to me, but it's just anybody who's not Gibraltarian or English or Scottish or Welsh or Northern Irish, I believe it is. So it's just really annoying. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I'm hoping I misread it, but That's what it said, and that just makes no sense to me. It might make other clubs weaker, though. Means we can't use Spanish players anymore. Even the African players we're going to struggle with. Luckily, I've got quite a few players on pre-contract. That's what I need to do, get loads more players on pre-contracts. I'll have a bit of luck. Right, we're losing 1-0, by the way. I'm sure you saw that. I saw it, I just tried to gloss over it. But we are having opportunities, though. That's the thing. We're not like sitting back and being hammered and hammered and hammered. We are actually moving the ball forward every now and again. And here we come again with Griggs. Griggs the Bakers. Kyubi's been tripped. That's a penalty. We have a penalty. So Kakua is going to take the penalty here, I believe. You better put this away. Oh, you absolute lemon. You absolute lemon. We were just gifted a chance back in this game and we missed the bloody penalty. But again, we are dominating possession. And again, we have a corner. And this time, Wheeler does score. There we go. 1-1. Who knows? We might be able to pull this off, you know. Might at least, like, say, a point here would be amazing. 3 points. We could really do with 3 points at the moment because we are still just flopping around like a wet fish, middle of the table. Literally, the win I got against Glasses took us from, like, 9th up to 6th. So tight at the moment. I mean, just not getting beaten in these 2 games would definitely be a massive, massive boost to our season. Let's see what we can do then. Monscout versus Boca Juniors should help us because there's the 2 teams that are both above us. So passionately, we owe them for what happened. Go and get revenge. That seemed to work. Let's see if that will give them a bit more of a boost. Come on, lads. We can do this. We can do this. Come on, come on, come on. Right, 60 minutes in. I mean, Neil Wheeler's supposed to be the not good one, if that makes sense. Alright, what are we gonna do here? I want to sort of change things up a bit. I think Ortega plays a Griggs. Griggs just doesn't seem to do very well, and we can't take Griggs off. Ugh. I could bring on Max Henry in place of Griggs. But is that really going to be a difference? Kakor. He has got assist. He's not playing very well. Let's bring him off. Let's bring Ortega on. I've got to do them too. I need to get some more Gibraltarian. But the problem is they're just not good enough. We will be getting our youth intake pretty soon, hopefully. I might do it at the end of this episode, actually. Because I think it's due at the end of Feb and we're not far away, so I might just play a couple of games off camera and then just come back with the youth intake, which would be pretty good. We need a good player this year. Oh, it's a bloody... No, it's not. Ah! It's a free kick to us and they're going to get a man sent off. Okay. Now, do we push? Or do we just continue the way we... I think we just continue the way we are, to be honest with you. I don't want to take too many... We are dominating the game, though. Possession-wise... Let's go positive. I don't know why I just did that, but... Nothing else I can do to really bring any life into this team, though, is there? Got no one else on the bench. Looks like we are going to get a draw here, though. That's not bad. Have I spoken too soon? I thought we were going to get a highlight there. I think this might be the end of game highlight. I'm hoping it's the end of game highlight because I'll settle for a draw. As I said at the beginning, 1 point here is not terrible for us. It's an extra point that the majority of other teams in the league hasn't got. Oh, go on, Moreno, hit it. Penalty. Worth a try, wasn't it? That's a good point. That is a good point. Like I said, most of the teams have come to this place and they've walked away with absolutely nothing. That's only the second time in 12 games that they have not walked away with all 3 points. I'm happy with that. And Europa FC is coming now. And here we go. We are going to stick with the same team that did so well in the previous game. One thing I do notice, though, by looking at the Europa FC team is they are missing the main player, the main man. Where is he? Is he injured? Liam Walker? Liam Walker's injured. Okay. Out for 2 months. Very interesting. That's going to be a great weakness then. He's the best player they've got. They've still got TJ DeBar, who is a very good player. But this could be the best time to get them. I mean, we stole a draw off Red Imps, who are arguably the better team. Well, the underdogs go out and cause an upset. I got 4 players motivated. Come on. If we can pull some off here, this would be an amazing episode if we didn't lose. We've got Gibraltar Phoenix in the last game, which should be a win, hopefully, for us. We can go a bit more aggressive in that game. Maybe play 2 strikers. It's all down to how we do here. So Hernandez for them as well is already at 82%. They do have a corner after 4 minutes, which is a very early highlight, and they've scored. 4 minutes. Come on, guys. Got to do better than 4 minutes. Bloody hell. Who was marking him? Or not in that case? You know, I thought you could use to click on the players like that. Either way, we're 1-0 down. We have to come from behind, which we did do against Red Imps. It's doable. We do have a free kick of our own. And we have scored. Is that an own goal? It is an own goal. DeBar! I told you DeBar was good. Oh, it's been disallowed. It was a foul. Bugger! Yeah, now we're getting pushed back a little bit here. I may just try and be a little bit less... Let's go a bit more balanced, because being defensive is just bringing too much pressure onto us, I think. So I'm going to go a bit more balanced. Just try and get some aggression moving forward as well. God, I really need to grease this chair. It's so bloody squeaky. You bring the ball forward. You scored a screamer against us in the previous game between these two teams. Duo's good defensive header, but the ball comes back with Ayu again. Blocked again well. Griggs now. Big ball forward. But again, it's just cut off. At the end of the highlight, or is there more into this one? They're going to bring the ball forward again. And it's a great ball. And it's a great goal. Yeah. I don't think we're going to pull this one off somehow, are we? That is disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Just ripped that great through ball. Just ripped us to shreds, that did. Okay, well 2-0 down after half an hour is not great. Another highlight. Hopefully it's going to be a beneficial one. Not another losing the ball in defensive position and conceding. But Griggs brings the ball forward. Griggs again. He's bloody lost it. I don't rate that Griggs at all. I mean, he's so highly rated by the scouts and he was so highly rated by the coaches. But he's awful on the pitch. He's never once impressed me in a single game. Oh my god. How are they just hammering us so badly like this? I just don't get it. I really don't. How have they got this ability to score goals like that? I mean, Hernandez, look at that cross. And that volley, side foot volley, is just shocking. It's crazy. I don't know what to do. Not much we can do here, is there, really? Not much we can do here at all. There's no point in doing a shout now, because it's about to go half time. I'm going to do a team talk anyway. That is just... 3-0 is just bad. It really is bad. Yeah. Don't know what to do. Assertive, I'm not happy with performance out there. Do something, please. Please. I know we're not going to win this game now, and we're probably not going to draw it either. We just want to not get embarrassed is the key. Just put out some decent performances. Well, Griggs is injured. I can't replace him with Ortega, can I? Or can I? No. Ah. Henry it is then. Henry's coming on. I'm going to drop it back to a centre mid 3. See if that'll See if that will just shore the game up a little bit for us. Essentially, I couldn't bring on Ortega because I have to have so many players from so many players from Gibraltar on the pitch. And until some of the other players gain nationality, I can't do anything else really. Bonnet, Henry. We're just bringing the ball backwards. Come on. Anyone think this club's being managed by Jose Mourinho? Bonnet, big ball forward. That's what I like to see. Ball into the middle. Flattened. Moreno gets it back. It was a great cross in, to be honest, and he did have it in the box. Jean-Jules, Omar. Moreno, come on, gets a consolation goal. Kayubi, there we go. It's his first goal for the club as well. 20 minutes left. It's 3-1. Andre Patrick Kayubi. Is there any chance for a comeback here? I severely doubt it, but it's a good time to score a goal. 23 minutes left. The young right back gets the goal. I've got to stick over here and just hit these things, haven't I? Anything else we can do? Not really much, is there? I mean, there's Ortega on for... What the hell was that? It was a big ping. Can I not bring Ortega on for Kirkor? I can, okay. That's all I want him to do at the moment. Let's demand more. Let's go attacking. I mean, we're probably going to concede another goal here, but at least we're going to push the whole way. I mean, 3-1 is not an awful result. It's not like an embarrassing result, but... Henry... Oh. I think that's it then, isn't it? Full time. 3-1 loss. I mean, it looked like it could have gone a lot worse after the first 30 minutes. It really did. Let's just say I can't fault your performances because they all seem to do okay. I can't really blame the right back who scored a goal. Well, it's not great. Another player out for a stupid amount of time. 4 to 5 weeks. Great. The injuries are killing us this season. They really, really are. Anyway, let's push forward. We've got Gibraltar Phoenix. Hopefully a nice, easy way to finish off the episode. Here we go. This is what I mentioned earlier on. New work permit rules have been agreed now that Gibraltar is about to leave the European Union. The conditions for these rules are listed below. Minimum salary of £8,000 per week to be allowed to play in First League matches. Minimum salary. Minimum salary of £3,000 per week for under 23 players to be allowed to play in youth or cup competitions or to be loaned out to first team matches from a team in a higher division for a maximum of 5 players. The rules will apply to players who don't have British or Irish nationality who join a new British club after Brexit. Foreign players already at British clubs will be exempt until they change clubs. That's going to just screw us because... Are they now into effect? Have been agreed? Is that now in effect now then? General. It's not what I want, is it? Want rules? Where's the rules? That just seems so odd. I mean, if I now go to... I don't know, I've got to try and find someone who's from a random place now. So these players here, for example, like... Let's go to Mexico. I've got to try and find a... I've got to try and find a free transfer, haven't I? Right, Hernandez. There's got to be a free transfer called Hernandez somewhere. Tell me every single Hernandez has got a club. Right, here's a Hernandez. Juan Hernandez. So I can still offer you normal contracts. I don't know then. I don't know. I'll have to find out. Maybe they're not in effect yet. I've got no idea. And here we go then against Gibraltar Phoenix. They've gone for the 4-2-3-1 formation, quite aggressive. We've gone for the 4-3-1-2 formation. Pretty much the same. Esquieta in goal, Moreno, Bonnet, Duo and Kyubi in the back. Kakua, Wheeler and Henry across midfield. Morgan is back in to play up front alongside Adakwa. However, I did manage to get a player in the transfer deadline. A player who was on a free transfer, who I've just realised was at Real Madrid's B team. We managed to pick him up for £80 a week. God knows how long we'll be able to keep a hold of him for, but let's see how we get on. Hopefully he'll be a fantastic signing. We're going to go passionately. I'm going to say we want some revenge over them. Let's see if the new lad can have a strong start to his career. We need a win here. Be great after the interesting couple of games we've had. I think the draw against Gibraltar Phoenix was not a bad result. Not Gibraltar Phoenix, sorry. Lincoln Red Imps was not a bad result at all. The 3-1 loss to Europa FC is probably what was expected, but I'm not saying it's acceptable. We should have hopefully got a little bit better off there, but so far we're dominating. 72% possession the first 13 minutes, 3 shots to their 0. Everyone's on a 6.7 apart from Moreno's on a 6.8. So they've lost a bit of interest due to a shout, which is interesting. Should we do a bit of a shout? Should we do a bit of a push forward? Oh, frustrated. Should have just kept my trap shut. Kyubi to Wheeler. It's Henry. It's Kyubi. Cuts inside nicely. It's Henry! Just over the top. We need to, once we earn enough money from Champions League and so forth, we need to get to a point where we can build that side of the stadium up again. Be nice to get a bigger stadium, wouldn't it? Alright, so 0-0 at half time, which is not great to be honest. And they managed to come back into it as well, which is quite disappointing. Team talk, let's say calm. I'm not happy. Let's get fired up. Let's get this second half. Well, it was a terrible centre from them, wasn't it? What a terrible kickoff. Right, let's keep pushing then. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I missed it. Max Henry's picked up a knock. We can't replace him, though. Possibly we could, actually. We could bring on Lopez. Will let us do that? Yep. We could bring on Trent. I don't really want to take this new guy off, to be honest with you. I was thinking of bringing Trenton on. Let's put the new guy up as a striker, and let's bring Trenton on at Cam in place of Adakwa, who's either does really well or just does not turn up. That's 2 strong players from last season coming on the pitch now. Then Trenton and Lopez. There were 2 great players from last season. Oh, we're playing cautious. That's bloody why. Why are we on cautious for? Oh, I'm disappointed. I must have changed that in a previous game and not changed it back. And the team's been playing defensive all bloody game. And that's it. It's going to be a 0-0 draw, isn't it? We needed the win in this game. We needed to get these points in the bank. At least it's another point. It's not a loss. That's the main thing. But still, other teams are winning games and they're just getting further and further away from us. We're not going to get top 4 now. We're just too far behind, I think. Just consolidation this season looks like the best thing we can hope for. Just calmly, that was not good enough. We need to do better. Simple as, there's no question to it. Max Henry's out for 2 days. For Dalga, made his debut, still a bit rough. So Wayne Duo, Max Henry, Neil Wheeler and Kelvin Morgan for the next Gibraltar squad. Morgan's got 2 caps now. Right. I pressed another button and it's carried on going. Well, let's have a look at the schedule. We can do that here. So, I think I might play these. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a bit off camera now, and I'm going to come back to you this episode with our youth intake. And then we'll come back next episode. I'm thinking around about the time of Magpies for the Rock Cup second round. This nice episode here, which could be nice. We've got a third round of games to play, which could be quite painful. But yeah, I'm going to play these 4 off camera. And then we'll come back for Magpies, Gibraltar United and Glasses United. Hopefully that'll be an interesting and hopefully easy episode. Hopefully these 4 games, I'll get some more victories, because we've still only won 3 league games all season, which is not good enough at all. We've really been poor this season. It leaves us 7th in the league. Thankfully, we're 4 points away from that relegation playoff, but I need to make sure I pull further away. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, then stick around, because it isn't finished yet. As I just said, we'll be back in a couple of seconds then for the youth intake. Well, that took a hell of a lot longer than I expected it to, but we now have finally our youth intake of players. I did have to play through until the 7th of March, so we got through the Rock Cup game, which we won on penalties, but I'll discuss that in the next episode. Right, here we go. Now, it's saying that Henry Brown is going to be the best player. Where is he? He's over here. He's a centre midfielder. Okay. We'll start off with Dean Bennett, then goalkeeper. Nothing special. John Birch, striker. 14's finishing, 10 heading. It's not bad actually stat-wise. Got the stats in the correct places. Next up then, Jamie Hunt, left back. Not much there really, is there? Henry Brown. This is the one that it reckons is really good. Wow. Yep. 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 Yeah. Henry Brown. Thank you, Reg. He's cracking. Joe Handley Sant. Wow, again, another one. Attacking midfield centre this time. He looks really good and all. Let's get another part-time contract. Let's just lock these players in as soon as we possibly can, because we know they're going to be fantastic. We need them now as well with these new work permit rules. It's going to be a bugger, I tell you, these new work permit rules. Right. Next is Danny Harvey. Pretty good as well, actually. Not the best in the world, but pretty good. We're going to get you on a part-time contract as well. I'm not going to part-time contract everyone, just the players who are the best, I think. So far, those was Birch. I'll get Birch as well, because he looks pretty decent, actually. I'll get Birch as well. The others I'm not too sure about, but these ones definitely I'm happy with for now, stat-wise. We'll see how it all pans for moving forward. Right, where were we then? William Wolf. I'll let that pass for now. We'll see how he gets on. Adam Robinson. Eddie Raven. Not really, no. Connor Archer. Nope. Daniel Tierney. Not bad. I'll let him go into a youth contract, see how he gets on. John Ball. No, not really. Owen Ashby. Not really. Liam Buckley. Nope. Ben French. Nope. And finally, Carl Cooper. Carl Cooper's not too bad, actually. But for me, I think Birch has got some good stats to be a decent striker. Might become useful. Henry Brown is just fantastic. I think he's going to go straight into the first team squad. Joe Handley Santel, again, will go straight into the first team squad. And Danny Harvey probably will as well, to be honest with you. Good left back. That's not a bad intake this season at all. I'm very, very happy with that. Anyway, where are we now? So I'll do this now, actually, because I remember what's going on. So the last match I had with you was Gibraltar Phoenix. We drew 0-0. I then beat Boca Juniors 2-0 with goals from Adakwa and Griggs. We drew 0-0 with Mons Calp, even though it's a game we should have really won. We dominated the game, very disappointing. And a game with Lynx, again, another match we dominated, we just couldn't score the goals. But then it all clicked for some reason. Well, I can tell you why. It's because they had 2 men sent off in the first half an hour. And then we went on to score 6 goals away at St. Joseph's, which was fantastic. Then we beat Magpies 1-1 on penalties in the Rock Cup. And now we're into the quarterfinals of the Rock Cup against another League 2 team. That's the match we'll probably come back for. Yeah, college and then Lincoln and Europa again. Let's have a quick look at the league while we're here. We are 6th at the moment. We are 9 points away from that 4th place spot, but we're also 7 points away from that 9th place spot. So we're sort of consolidated middle of the table. It's not what we hoped it would be. To be honest, we thought we'd be a little bit better off this season, but it is what it is. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit a like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more, and I'll be back in a few days' time for some more Gibraltar Challenge. Bye.